Welcome to Mixtape, a card game for 2 to 4 players designed by Rob Newton and published by Talon Strike Studios. In Mixtape, you have a crush with particular musical taste, and your goal is to create the perfect mixtape to win their heart. Let's dive into how to play. To set up the game, each player starts by drawing 1 card from each of the 3 decks, giving them a hand of 3 cards. They also draw 1 card from the crush deck and place it below the mixing board. In this particular case, our crush is named Morgan, and we are trying to gather icons that have the hamburger symbol on it, and looking for genre pairs that either have hip hop and jazz or jazz and hip hop. We also place our cassette marker in the far left corner, leaving enough room for 5 cards to be placed down in 2 rows. The player with the star on their cassette marker is the starting player. On a player's turn, they can take 1 of 3 actions: listen, record, or play. The listen action allows you to draw cards. Players can draw cards 1 at a time from any of the 3 decks, or from any of the 3 discard piles that will be present after play continues. The number of cards you draw is indicated by the blue track on your mixer board. At the start of the game, that is 2. Your hand size is indicated by the pink track, in this case 5, and is only evaluated at the start of your turn. The record action allows you to place a card into your tableau. Select any card from your hand, place it into the tableau. The cost is indicated in the upper left-hand corner, in this case 2 cards. The cost is paid by playing cards out of my hand until the number of cards equal to the cost has been discarded. Players may earn a discount from that cost, which is indicated by the green track, which in this particular case is about midway up that particular track. Some cards will have a record ability, so that when they are recorded, you actually can optionally turn on that ability. Let me take this card, pull it here, and let me bring this card in and show you. In this particular case, if I recorded this particular card, I would be able to go through and be able to discard 1 card to raise any of my mixer levels up 2 spaces. Since I didn't play this card, and even if I did with the 2, I wouldn't have any cards in my hands, I would not be able to take that record ability, and it's only done when you record that song. Now, it's important to note that recorded songs go into the next available space adjacent to the cassette marker. So in my next turn, once I get cards, my next available space will be here. Furthermore, I can also record over a song and pay the difference. So let's say we actually had this song out here, and let me put these 2 cards back in my hand. Let's say I wanted to actually record this song, but I wanted to record over this song here. I place this card out here. The difference between these 2 cards is 1. I would discard this card, place this card here, and I still owe 1 card. I will discard that card, and now I paid for this particular song card. So you can record over previously recorded songs that are in the same row as where your cassette marker is at. So one thing I like to point out is you'll notice this particular card has a star icon on it. So down below you'll see the star ability, and in this particular case, whenever a player records pop, they can, 1 time during a round, take another action, either a record action, a play action, or listen action. So some of your cards will have the ability to give you an additional action in the game as such. Okay, let's fast forward in the game a bit. And one thing I noticed beforehand was I discarded the blue card into the green area. Each area will have its own discard area, as you see here: green, blue, and pink. Now, Another action that a player can take is called the play action. And what the play action allows them to do is they're going to move their cassette marker onto each song and trigger that particular song. So let's start with this one. So in this particular case, I'm going to move my green slider up. Now, this card does not have any play ability, so I'm going to move on to the next card. Move on to this card, go up again on green. Now, in this particular case, you'll see that I'm earning 1 victory point now towards the end of the game because my green slider has made it to that point. Well, let's take a look at this card. This card has a play ability that I could use right now during this play action. In this particular case, I could discard a card and raise the volume slider up 3. Let me take a look. I will go and do that specifically. I'll discard that. And I'll move the slider 1, 2, 3. Now that I'm done with this particular card, I move to the next card. This is a blue card, so I move up the blue slider. And in this particular case, I get to draw 2 cards. And I could draw them either from the discards or from the top of the deck. So we'll go and grab, let's see, I'll take 1 pink. And I'll go and examine these cards. I don't see any hammer icons. I do see a hip hop icon, and I need hip hop and jazz. So I'll take this card, add to my hand. Now, when I'm at the end of a track, I go through. There's no more songs to activate. I flip over the token, and I place it on the B side. Now I'm working on the B side for my future record actions. Now I can, in my next turn, if I so choose, or future turn, play and play nothing to get back to the A side. That is a possibility, but that would be sort of a bit of a waste as such. But you notice the play action has done a few things. It allows me to manipulate the mixer board, giving me additional capabilities. It also allows me to increase the mixer board levels, which also gives me victory points. And you'll also see that there is an action called the write notes action, which I'll show you in the next bit, that allows you to add notes to your crush card that you'll earn points towards at the end of the game. Now, a couple things I want to show in this particular sequence is basically when I go and I play this card, in addition to moving up B, I also have this write note icon. Now, let me zoom this up. In this particular case, because I'm taking the play action, I get to write 2 notes. Writing notes is as simple as taking cards out of your hand and placing them under your crush card. Okay, so that's 2 notes. Now, in order to score these cards, I need to have 3 in order to get a minimum of 2 points, and then every 3 notes after that will give me additional victory points. So it's important to keep note of that. Furthermore, in looking at the cards here, you'll see that I have a pink card, and then each of the cards have a band that shows the harmony bonus. So ideally, this card has a score, let me move this over here, of 2 victory points. If I could get the next song to be blue, then I'll get additional 1 victory point. So that's sort of critical to sort of keep track of that. You ideally want to keep some harmony, but in some cases you're not able to, and that's okay. The game continues until a player has filled their mixtape with song cards, 10 song cards specifically. After that, you play and conclude the round, so there's an even number of turns, and then there's 1 more round of play. Now, at the end, players are going to earn points from 3 different areas. Okay, let's take a look at the crush card. In this particular case, the player is going to earn 1 victory point for every hamburger icon that they have. So in this particular case, I have 1, 2 hamburger icons, so that's 2 victory points. They're also going to earn 3 points for every jazz and hip hop that are adjacent to each other in either direction, either jazz hip hop or hip hop jazz. However, They have to be in the same row, and you can't multi-use a genre. So in this particular case, I have this card and this card adjacent to each other. So that's 3. I have this one and this one. That's another 3. So that's 6 total points. I also earn points for my mixer levels. So that's 3 and 1. I sort of just basically mock this up just so you get a sense. But these would typically be higher, especially if I'm playing a lot. And then last but not least is the song cards themselves. So we'll go through each song. So we look at this song here. This is a base value of 0 because it's giving you a special ability that you can use throughout the game. But it does have a harmony bonus of 1, and luckily this next card is green, so this card is earning me 1 victory point. This card here is 2 victory points as its base, but if my next card is blue, I earn 1, so in this case it's 3, so I'd have total 4 victory points, and this you keep on going as such. In addition to the score you get from the songs, the score from the mixers, and a score from the notes. Notes, you would count up the number of cards. In this particular case, I only have 2. So I wouldn't actually gain any victory points, but let's say I did have a third card here. Then I would earn 2 victory points as such. And you add up all those scores, and whoever has the most points is the winner. If there is a tie, you add up just the song base values, and whoever has the highest number of victory points there is the winner. And if there's still a tie after that, then it's considered a share victory. That's how you play Mixtape. Assemble the perfect mix in Pressure Crush and enjoy the game. Thanks for watching, and happy mixing.